everybody, it's Ann Patchett at Parnassus Books. It's September 1st. How did that happen? Because I still think it's June, and I feel confused about everything, except for the fact that tonight I'm interviewing Margaret Atwood about the release of her new paperback of The Testaments. That's going to be 7 o'clock Central Time. We still have tickets left, so go on the website and sign up. This is never going to happen again, that I'm interviewing Margaret Atwood, so be sure to be there. Also, today is the paperback release of my friend Kevin Wilson's Nothing to See Here. This was really one of the best books of the year. It's about people whose children catch on fire, but more importantly, it's dedicated to me. Here's Andy.
Thanks, Ann. I wanted to talk to you all this morning about The Quiet Americans, a new offering from Scott Anderson. It's a fantastic story of the early days of the Cold War. He follows 4 different CIA operatives all over the globe and our efforts to combat communism. It's a terrific story, a profile of those 4 individuals, but also it gives us a good indication of what the ramifications are of the choices we made during those times. So check it out, and here's Kat.
All right, we've got so many books coming out today, so we only get to talk about a small number of them, but I'm going to start with some paperbacks that are out today. We have The Shadow King by Maza Mengiste. We have got Year of the Monkey by Patti Smith. Jacqueline Woodson's Red at the Bone. And The Institute by Stephen King. And a nice big stack of hardcovers out today, too. We've got Transcendent Kingdom by Yaa Gyasi. This is our first editions pick of the month, and we're so excited to also have signed copies for people who aren't members of the club. It is about a PhD student named Gifty. She was raised in Huntsville, Alabama after her family moved there from Ghana, and when she was a teenager, her brother died of an overdose, and her mom went into a horrific depression and grief spiral that really marked Gifty for the rest of her life. It's a fantastic story told in those 2 timelines, and it's moving and beautiful and heartbreaking, and everyone should read it. We have got signed copies of Emma Cline's new short story collection, Daddy, and a new Reese Book Club pick, The Story of Mina Lee. It's told in 2 timelines, the story of Mina Lee as she moves to the U.S. from Korea as a young woman, and then the story of her daughter Margot in the present day. It's a wonderful story of what we inherit from our families, trying to find a home in a country where we feel like we don't belong. And a really great fun novel for anyone who needs a little bit of levity, Set My Heart to 5 by Simon Stevenson. It kind of feels like if WALL-E was made for adults, but the robots could also talk. Jared is a robot who's a dentist in small-town Wisconsin in a time when robots are part of our lives, but people don't really seem to like them all that much. Jared ends up developing emotions, which would normally result in him being kind of dismantled and destroyed, but he decides that he needs to explore his newfound human feelings and become a screenwriter in LA. And to finish us off today, we have got Louise Penny, All the Devils Are Here, the 16th book in the Inspector Gamache series, and Inspector Gamache Goes to Paris. And we have one more item that we're really excited about. Not quite a book item, but for anyone who feels like they might not be able to read a lot right now, but really feels like they could look at some book covers, we have the Classic Paperbacks Memory Game. And you can get all these fun little cards with classic paperback covers on them and match them up. It's a great fun for the whole family. We've got Rayanne with Kids and YA.
Hi everybody. I want to show you a few picture books first. This is I Am Every Good Thing by Derek Barnes, illustrated by Gordon C. James. This is the team that brought us the award-winning picture book Crown, and it is a celebration of childhood. We have Madeline Finn and the Therapy Dog by Lisa Papp. This is a book about Madeline and her dog Star, who's in training to be a therapy dog, and the people who help her out. We'll have an event with Lisa this Thursday on Facebook Live in conversation with Heather Patchett and our own shop dog Marley. David Wiesner has a new picture book today. It's Robo Baby. We have signed copies. It's about a robot family who gets their new baby in a box, but assembly is required, and the big sister has to help out. We have some great new graphic novels today. The latest in the Babysitters Club, illustrated by Gail Galligan, is Logan Likes Marianne. We have Forget Me Nat by Maria Scriven, the latest in the Nat Enough series. Nat finds out that her crush isn't crushing on her anymore. And a new dog man, Grime and Punishment. In middle grade today, we have Tune It Out by Jamie Sumner. This is the very first pick for our brand new Spark Book Club, the first editions club for middle grade readers. We'll have an event on Facebook Live with Jamie tomorrow at 6 p.m. This is a book about a girl named Lou whose mother wants her to be a singing star. What Lou wants is to not have to live in a car anymore and to be able to go back to school. By Jacqueline Woodson, Before the Ever After. This is a novel in verse about a boy whose pro football player dad has received concussions and what happens in the aftermath of that as he starts to lose his memory. In YA today, our Parnassus Next pick, We Are Not Free by Tracy Chee. This is a book based on Tracy's family history. It's a novel in stories about 14 teens who are sent to an internment camp during World War II. Punching the Air by Ibi Zoboi and Yusuf Salam. This is a co-written novel in verse based on Yusuf's childhood. It is inspired by him. It is about a boy who's an art student who is wrongfully convicted of a crime and sent to prison. And our last YA today is Fable by Adrienne Young. This is a pirate book set on the high seas with a twist of romance. I hope you'll find something in this stack to enjoy, and please shop local.
Yay!